Hi there, my name's Nader Najad and I'm the director of Nader Najad Media Incorporated, an online reputation management firm helping you create an online presence that's more like you. We do everything from removing negative Google links to suppressing content in search. The main strategy that we often use to help clients is a suppression strategy. We help you bury the negative content because over 98% of people don't go past result 12 on Google search engine. So if you can create positive content on that first page, that's what's going to shine and that's what's going to matter to people. In today's video, we're going to be focusing on how to suppress negative images in Google search. And now we're not just talking about web links, because web links can be very easy to suppress, even if you have some of the top publications in the world posting media about you. In a sense, it's difficult that it takes time. It takes the high domain authority publishers. It takes a lot of content, up to 10,000, 20,000 words written on the part of you or an agency like us. But besides that, the strategy for image suppression is talked about less. Image SEO isn't talked about first and foremost, so the SEO industry, search engine optimization, doesn't talk about these tactics, so they're not as accessible. In today's video, I'll teach you exactly how to do it. Now, there's a list of free social networks that you can use to post images online. If you have a negative image on image search, and that can be a mugshot, that can be a negative court picture, that can be something that was posted on one of these cheater or scammer websites, which these websites out there that exist are really terrible. But oftentimes you may see your photos pop up on one of these sites if somebody has slandered you or has put it up there. So how do we suppress it? Use those free social networks. I'm going to attach a spreadsheet down below about image suppression strategies, and you can go through that list, and I'm going to mark off both the image links and the web links that you can use for free. These are free social networks to create accounts. Make sure you've optimized them for your full name. Go through that entire spreadsheet. Put your first name and your last name. Update the social network with an image and a description. And take your time to do this. Create 5 a day or create 10 a day. And then use the most popular ones and keep them active. So for social networks, you can keep Twitter active, Facebook active, posting images of yourself frequently, and tagging them with your name. So that's the biggest one. Setting up those free social networks, that should be a high priority for you. Both social networks and image networks, sites like Photobucket and Imgur and these other websites, not necessarily in our spreadsheet, but websites like that. Go and reference the spreadsheet and you'll have a better idea. I'll also create a blog post about this very shortly, so if you head on over to our website, nadernajadmedia.com, and click on the blog section, you'll be able to comb through many free resources that teach you about suppression strategies. So what's the next step? Well, once you've created this initial content on those free networks, our next step is to create a personal website. And creating a personal website is so important. I think everybody in the world, whether you're repairing your online reputation or not, should have a personal website. The reason for this is that it's the prime real estate on the internet that you own. Whether you're being proactive about protecting your reputation or just looking to conversion optimize and to look better for a job hunt or to look better to clients, or in any way, you should have a personal website. So I recommend creating this as well. What a website's going to allow you to do is to create images or to post images and have them rank for your name as well. So let's talk about how to create that website. You can either do Wix or Squarespace, which are free website builders. I think there's a lot of other website builders, probably 20, 30, 40 main ones to choose from, but I often recommend these. There's also Weebly. There's a whole bunch of different sites where if you don't have web development or WordPress experience, you can use those sites. Now, if you have WordPress experience, fairly easy. I was self-taught with WordPress. It took me about a few months to learn it and about a year to get good at it, and we have a web communications expert who builds them out for us now, but I recommend if you can get it on WordPress, do that as well. It'll be more customizable in the future, but it doesn't really matter. So once you build that site, what I recommend doing is optimizing it for your name. First of all, purchase the domain. So when you buy the website, either from Wix or Squarespace directly, they'll buy from the registrar for you. Or if you're going on to a site like GoDaddy.com, HostGator potentially sells sites, and you're choosing a site, choose a site that has your name in it. So first name and last name that you want to optimize. If you're optimizing for business reputation, business name in the domain. Now, this is not the #1 ranking factor anymore, and I'm aware of that. What this is going to do though is it's still going to help. It's still a factor. Google still interprets the website URL and if the keywords are in the URL to help the website rank in search. It is not the #1 factor, meaning you can't just create a website called that anymore like you could have 6, 7, 8 years ago. But it will help you. So create your name. If your name is, John Richardson, johnrichardson.com. Now, if you can't do that, I recommend John Richardson and then a keyword. So if you're an accountant, John Richardson accountant, John Richardson construction worker. That's not going to be your domain name, but that's a good idea. So once you've created that website, you've optimized for those images, it's time to wait a little bit. It's going to take a few weeks for your new images to start ranking, but here's some tips for your website. When you upload pictures to articles or to image sites or to your own website, one thing that's really going to help you is to tag these images or to title these images. So don't upload them as IMG or image5027.jpg or .png. What you want to do is title it first name dash last name .png. This is another image optimization strategy that's going to signal to Google that, hey, this file is potentially relevant for this individual. So if you're fitting the name into the name of that image file, first name dash last name .jpg or .png or whatever extension, that's really going to help. So make sure you're uploading your images with your name tagged right in the image file name. The next thing is alt tags. Now alt tags are for accessibility. You're using alt tags on websites for accessibility so that people can read the content. I mean, alt tags provide image letters or image words over images so that if I'm scrolling through and I require to be able, I can't see the image, I can actually tell what it is because I have an alt tag in it. So one thing that's really going to help you with alt tags is just, again, putting your name in the alt tag. And this can be found on WordPress. You can optimize for alt tag, or you can't do it on social networks, but let's say you're sending your image to a publisher who has a website, or you're guest posting on a site, you can kindly ask them, hey, please alt tag my images. This also greatly helps with image search. So when you're alt tagging the image and you're titling the actual file name, it's going to help. Now, one last factor, I'm not going to go over everything, but this last factor is very helpful. Google web crawlers, when they comb through your site, will look at where the image is placed in relation to the text. So one thing that's also going to help is to place that image file near text that appears with your name. So if you have in the headline John Richardson, you don't want a whole paragraph, a picture of a car, and then John Richardson in the bottom left-hand corner. You want John Richardson, bam, picture, hero image of John Richardson, and then start the initial paragraph or the lead of the article with John Richardson is an accountant. So you have John Richardson in the file name and the alt tag, and then John Richardson opening the paragraph. So Google web crawlers are going to say, okay, John Richardson is appearing close to this, let's pull it into search. So this is definitely a factor that's going to help. Now, things to keep in mind is, obviously, if you've watched my other videos, you'll know that there's guest posting strategies. You can post on other websites, blogs, news sites. Follow all the same strategies I've mentioned here. Upload your images, as I have mentioned, and also look at site domain authority. Check the domain of a site from 1 to 100, and if you're posting on a higher domain authority site that's generally optimized for images, you're going to rank a lot better. So these are some of my initial tips for how to suppress negative images in Google search. If this video is helpful, be sure to like the video. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have any questions, and if at any time you need help, I have a WhatsApp number down below. I have so many contacts, from a free ebook to the great contact point is the website form or the live chat. You can reach out to us there, and generally we'll be back to you within the hour. If I'm very wrapped up, because I do a lot of the initial messaging, then I will get back to you within 24 hours. So thank you so much for watching this video. I wish you all the best with your online reputation, and take care.